If you were to ask the average Sonic fan what their favourite zone is in Sonic 2, what answers do you think you'd hear the most? Emerald Hill? Of course. Chemical Plant? Goes without saying. Metropolis Zone? Lol, what? Casino Night Zone? Guaranteed. Mystic Cave Zone? Maybe. Which is a shame, because if you were to ask me what my favourite zone is in Sonic 2, Mystic Cave would be my answer. Both the visuals and the audio of Sonic 2's satisfyingly spooky, stellar subterranean stage married together to form a truly unique zone that I always look forward to playing through. And seriously, the music for this zone slaps harder than Will Smith when he finds his wife's name in your mouth. But despite its undeniably awesome presentation and gameplay, though there are a few areas in this zone that are questionable, more on that later, it's a mostly inconsequential level as far as lore goes. Hell, I can't even remember the last time Mystic Cave Zone was even referenced in something Sonic related, maybe in the comics or something, but in general Mystic Cave doesn't hold too much relevance to the overall story in Sonic 2. Or does it? A few weeks ago I toyed with the idea of doing a video taking a deep dive examination of Mystic Cave Zone in a similar style to my earlier Sandopolis video, and if that's something you'd like to see in the future, then sure, let me know. But as I began researching Mystic Cave, I found myself reading the actual canon lore behind Sonic 2, and after some not so strenuous mental gymnastics, arrived at the shocking revelation: holy crap, Mystic Cave is actually the most important lore level in Sonic 2. How? Well, grab your chili dogs and tinfoil hats as we demystify Mystic Cave Zone. So, Mystic Cave is found on West Side Island, the setting for Sonic 2. A location that was theorised to be the home of a great and prosperous ancient civilization who achieved their success thanks to a set of mystical, powerful stones. Don't know what those could be, but of course absolute power corrupts absolutely, as a few of the members of this otherwise peaceful race ruined it for everyone by using the stones for their own gains, incurring the wrath of the gods who took the stones away and hid them deep within the island. So what does this have to do with Mystic Cave? Well, believe it or not, everything. And all the proof I need can be found within the zone itself. So, to the cave, Batman! The first thing we need to point out is this cave doesn't really seem like a natural occurrence. Sure, there are some vines here and there, but this place is man-made, or, well, animal-made, you know what I mean. And the lanterns installed all over the place implies that the island inhabitants spent a lot of time here, most likely digging and mining. Now, this will come as no shock to any of you, but I'm a bit of an idiot. You see, for the countless times I've played through this zone, it never dawned on me that these platforms you run across, also seen way off in the background, aren't just some cool looking stylistic choice, they're minecart tracks. Like, that never occurred to me before. Knowing this, I could really imagine a little minecarting section in this zone if it ever got the Mania treatment. We'll get a Mania 2 eventually, right? Right? But anyway, this is proof that the island inhabitants were mining here. This is also strengthened by the seemingly random wooden box moving platforms, with them obviously being used to transport the gems that are found. But I don't think the inhabitants were particularly looking for gems. I think they were looking for the emeralds, stones, that the gods had confiscated and hidden. Mystic Cave Zone itself is proof that the island's inhabitants were actively looking for the emerald stones. This zone was made by them. Pretty convincing, right? Is your mind sufficiently blown? What do you mean, not really? Well, fortunately, this isn't even my theory's final form. In fact, I've saved my favourite piece of evidence for last, and I have one man to thank for it: Christian Whitehead. You see, as we all know, Christian Whitehead was responsible for the creation of the Retro Engine, the engine that's used for the modern re-releases of the classic Sonic quadrilogy. With this new fancy engine came the ability to make some quality of life changes to these timeless classics. One of the weirdest and most random improvements can be found in Mystic Cave Zone, more specifically at the bottom of Mystic Cave Zone Act 2. It's down here that we find a particular spike pit. Now, if you're playing as normal Sonic and fall down here, then be grateful that your death was quick. But if you fall down here as Super Sonic, then, well, get yourself comfortable, it's gonna be a while. This unfortunate set of gameplay circumstances led to this pit becoming somewhat infamous for trapping many a player and forcing them to wait out the super form to die and escape. Well, this is one of the areas that Christian Whitehead had altered in the modern iterations of this game. Now when you fall down here you'll find the Hidden Palace Zone, not that one. A zone that was to be included in the original Sonic 2 but was scrapped during development, home to T-Rex badniks, water slides and emeralds? Turns out the island inhabitants were really f***ing close to finding those stones. Surely this zone is what they were looking for. Also, I want to mention that if this zone had made it into the original Sonic 2, it's rumoured that it would have only been accessible after acquiring the final Chaos Emerald from the special stage and being warped here to be awarded the Super Form. Now, like I said, I don't think it's been confirmed, but if that is true, that means that this zone was originally planned to have a significant link to the Chaos Emerald, stones. Certainly visually and thematically, it fits right into that idea. You know, it's funny, I always wondered why they made this pit through Mystic Cave the only way to access Hidden Palace Zone, to which there's never really been an explanation. Little did I know that upon researching one of my favourite overlooked zones, I'd not only find some pretty awesome lore implications, but maybe found the answer to a question I'd always wondered. If this is the reason that Hidden Palace is placed here, then bravo Christian Whitehead. What an incredibly clever way of fixing a game flaw by adding extra content through very subtle world building and storytelling. If this isn't the reason, well then thank you anyway Christian Whitehead, this is still very cool, albeit random. Now could you maybe take a look at Metropolis Zone and make it a little less this? So anyway, what do you think of my theory? Is it plausible? Did you always know that it was a minecarting area? Please tell me I'm not the only one. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love to hear your feedback and I always do try and respond to everyone. And yeah, thanks for watching. Content has been a bit slow due to ill health unfortunately, but I do have plenty more videos planned and in production, so probably wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to subscribe so you don't miss them. Of course, if you enjoyed the video and are feeling extra generous, then you know, maybe give it a little like, that'd be nice too. Yeah, it'd be greatly appreciated. And until next time, I'll see you later.